Hello again, Warriors football fans. I am Scott Warras. He is head coach Eric Treske. This is our Week 3 college football preview as the Warriors dive into conference play with Eureka College coming to historic Robbie Stadium Saturday night at 6 o'clock. And Coach, it's a big matchup. That's an anniversary reunion for the 25 years. It's homecoming, and we'll get into all the celebratory elements in just a bit, but there was some celebrating last Saturday, certainly 44-13. You guys knock off Buena Vista, and you did it behind 396 yards on the ground, a single-game rushing record for Warriors football. Let's start up front, and I give credit to Liam Hygis and to Carson Kohler because as we interviewed them on and off, they started with that offensive line. Those guys were excellent.
Yeah, it was the best performance we've had up front since I've been here. I'm really proud of the group, especially. You know, we talked the previous week, that was kind of an area of struggle for us. We had missed some fits. We didn't see some things that we needed to, and that group took it to heart, did a phenomenal job. And it's a credit to those leaders, especially I'll say Ricky Rodriguez and Vinny Brim, our senior group, doing a good job of helping those guys take their next step.
Mm-hmm. It was great to see how it kind of unfolded with Liam Hygis dominating in the first half, and then it was Carson Kohler who didn't touch the football in the first half. All of his damage, all of his yardage, and 3 touchdowns came after halftime. I mean, how do you now use those two guys moving forward? Is that the same strategy moving forward, or what type of 1-2 punch? I asked them that. What type of 1-2 punch could they be?
They definitely fit into the game plan. I think they complement one another. I think it's a lot to ask of either to carry the ball, 20-plus times in a game. Liam probably took a few too many carries in the first half as we look back upon it. So we'll find a way to mix them both in, and we definitely are looking at ways, hey, how do we get them both on the field at the same time as well? So that'll be some things that you'll probably see in the future.
Mm-hmm. Offensively as a whole, top 10 for single game yardage. You guys went over 500, and you did, and Coach Miller and I talked about this in the broadcast, you did just enough with the passing game. And there were some drops and a couple oohs and ahs, but just the ability to show that potential kind of opened things up for the running game and complemented it.
Yeah. I think statistically it's a little misleading. Bryce had a really good game. We talked about that yesterday. He read the game well, had some nice throws. I think we had 6 drops that we counted on film. A couple of them were really big plays that, you convert 1 or 2 of those. I think statistically it looks different, but as a coach, schematically, it does a lot to you. As a defensive coordinator, when you can see that posts or wheels or some different things that we were running can stretch your team, you can't be as active to the run fits, and so they complement each other very well.
It was also what I might describe as a subtle record-breaking day for your kicker, Arnulfo Ortega, who is now number 1 all-time in made field goals in Warriors history. And what type of security blanket has he meant for you his entire career, a 3-time all-conference honoree?
Yeah, I've had some good kickers in the past as a coach, but I don't know if I've ever had a weapon like Arnulfo as a field goal kicker. He's incredibly accurate. He's got great range. I think anytime we have an opportunity 40 and in, we feel confident to call his name and call his number, and it's a credit to him. He's worked really hard at his craft, and he's brought a level of confidence to the unit and to the team too.
And I've talked with other coaches over the years, and when you don't have a reliable kicker, talk about how that can change the entire complexion of your play calling strategy, of everything that goes on in terms of coordinating an offensive drive. It's a game changer.
Oh, it really is. To be able to come away with points, I think when you can come away with points before even entering the true red zone, which is the 20 and in, it changes the whole scope of a football game. It lets me be a little bit freer as a play caller to be aggressive. Otherwise, you play things close to the vest. You're trying to play 3rd downs for a 4th down. It lets defenses swing. They can feel like they want to drive. You may have driven the ball 40, 50 yards, but you lack the conversion at the end. Defenses feel like they won that series. Arnulfo doesn't let you have it.
Yeah. Before we move on off the big 44-13 win last week over the Beavers of Buena Vista, who was, Coach, the team's Warrior of the Week for his performance last Saturday against BV?
It was difficult to narrow any one performance down, especially I think how our team played at the line of scrimmage, both sides. Ultimately, we looked at our offensive line and said, we felt like that was worthy of someone being being nominated. So we actually ended up nominating Eric Rodriguez. He came off an injury the prior week. He's really been the biggest vocal leader of that group all throughout camp, and was a guy that we felt represented what our team's all about, which is overcoming adversity.
You know, one thing that, and shame on me, I teased we would talk about this last week, and we never got around to it, so I promised we'd get around to it this week, is the new defensive scheme. Now a couple weeks of game action in, 2 defensive linemen, and then allow your linebacking core and the depth and the talent of that core to really be on display. It's something very unique. You don't see a lot of it in college football or professional football. How would you describe it for fans who are watching or who come to the games? And how do you think through 2 weeks they've performed compared to where you would like them to under this new arrangement?
I love how they're performing. I think one of the goals behind the front was to leverage our athleticism. We've got very talented players up front and in the linebacking group, but we wouldn't have what I would say a traditional defensive line, right? Especially the interior D linemen. So we said, let's leverage what we are good at. Let's have our guys move. Let's create different spaces, different fits that you're not used to seeing. It's kind of a chaos front in a lot of ways, and it's been fun to see. It definitely has brought some success and put stresses on offenses for sure. What you see on a first or second down from us is what you maybe see on 3rd and long from some other teams. Yeah, we love where we're headed with it. We know we still have some steps to take, but we're excited about the group.
Take me back into the summer as in the off season as you and your defensive coordinator, Steve Donovan, were kind of plotting and looking how can we make the most of the talent we have. What went into that decision?
Well, it starts, I think, with you always say who are our best players and how do we build around what they do well. So we return Kyle and Allen, who've been phenomenal starters for us at the defensive line position. Neither is a prototypical 260 or type D linemen. They're both about 220 to 240, but they're very quick, very fast. And then you take it to the linebacking core, and it's saying, hey, how do we leverage the athleticism? That whole group, the strength of that unit is how fast they play. And we feel we have eight or nine linebackers that can play for us, and so we want to get them on the field. And that's something I think Steve's always done a really good job of, even when we used to go head-to-head with each other when I was at Lakeland. He always leveraged his talent. There's been years we've been a 4-3 because our defensive line was very strong. There's been years we've been a 3-3 or a 3-4. All of it was centered around the same principle, right? How do we allow our best players to flourish in what they do very well? And you're seeing that so far with that group.
Let's turn the page now, because Saturday night, 6 p.m., under the lights, the Warriors and Eureka College will battle. It's a conference opener. Do you have to do anything in terms of addressing the conference opener element, or does everybody realize the little added extra importance now of these games and not much you have to say in that respect?
I honestly try not to emphasize that too much. I think when you do that, you almost get ahead of yourself, right? Because you're talking about the conference race and what could happen at the end of the year. And the most important thing right now is to be in the moment. The message this week has really been, we need to play Warrior football. And what I mean by that is Eureka is a good football team. Coach Starks is doing a nice job with his group. They're a young, fiery group. You can see they play with a lot of emotion. We thrive when we're composed. We thrive when we play our game with our pads, with our actions. If we start to try to play a game where you see us talk a little bit more or kind of get a little chippy toward the end of plays, that doesn't suit who we are. We play out of character. So that's been the message all week long, is stay focused on our jobs, stay focused on each other.
Which probably plays into that. It plays into that hand is the fact that you are as veteran as you are.
Yep.
Younger teams that you've had, or just younger teams in general, those freshmen, those sophomores may be more apt to let the motions of the moment get the better of them. You've got a pretty veteran squad, so I imagine that gives you some reassurance in that regard.
No, I agree. And honestly, you even saw there was a brief snippet on Saturday where you saw some of our younger players on some specials units or some unique situations where they were on the field. It happened. And we played it slightly out of character. And they're a good young men, and they're going to get it right, but they're learning, hey, what does it mean to play Warrior football? I loved how our upperclassmen, our vets, were able to step in and show them the way. And I'm confident we're going to continue to make strides in that area. And I love our group. So
You mentioned a new head coach down at Eureka, Randy Starks. Stylistically, compared to the past iteration of the program, what jumps out now versus as recently as last year?
They're just really sound. In years past when we played Eureka, there was some things schematically that they did that were unique on defense. I think they try to pose some looks that you maybe don't normally see, but that also left some weaknesses in their scheme that we were able to attack. They definitely, I think, are more sound now. I think the thing that Coach Starks is battling is youth, and so you find like offensively they're not going to probably bring 20 formations. They're going to have a limited scope of looks and things and try to beat with execution because of the number of first-time starters that they have. But yeah, on film you can see they're doing a great job, and we're looking forward to competing with them.
Do you like the night game, or are you somebody who likes to be in the rhythm of the 1 o'clock starts every Saturday?
I love night games.
You do? Okay.
Like, if we could play night games every week, I would.
Oh.
I've got coaches on staff that disagree. The one drawback of night games, quite honestly, is we lose time with our families, right? Like you're almost all day is like game day mode. But our kids love it. They thrive off the energy, the excitement. We have so many students here that want to support other teams, but they're competing at the same time. So you'll notice a night game, we typically have a better student section at that time. Alumni too. This is the 25th anniversary of our program, which means the oldest alums are 45 and probably still have kids that are very active. So they care, they want to support, but if it's choosing between their son or daughter's game and our game, they're going to choose their son or daughter. So now they don't have to pick. So the more night games, the better, and I know the atmosphere is going to be amazing tomorrow night.
Yeah, 6 o'clock will be kickoff. You mentioned it. It's homecoming, and in conjunction, the 25th anniversary, we were saying how many players or alumni, at least at this point, are expected back?
Yeah, we have a pregame reception. There'll be over 160 alums and family there, and we've got a bunch more alums that said, hey, I can't make that, but I'll definitely be at the game. So it's going to be a special time, and I think one message that I want to send to our team is they're getting an opportunity to live out what a lot of these people, that was what they envisioned, what they hoped Warrior football would be. They're living it now. So recognizing that and saying, hey, how do we continue to move the ball forward so that the next group of Warriors has a better experience than we did?
Yeah, a lot of guys. I mean, guys flying in from all over. The former head coach Ben Murphy's flying in from Texas. I mean, it's really something special.
It's special. It's going to be awesome.
Okay. Well, before we wrap this up, in the time-honored tradition of these conversations, we have 5 questions for Eric Treske, who, as we tape this on this Friday, is celebrating his birthday.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
First of all.
Yep.
All right. Do you want to tell the folks how old you are, or is that a state secret?
You know what? Maybe years ago I would have been. I'm 39, and I'm blessed to be 39, so I'm thankful. God gave me another year.
1 year till the big 40.
Oh, wow. Yep.
Wow. Okay. So, for the birthday boy, the head coach, here are your 5 questions, all with a birthday theme.
Ooh.
Number 1, what is your favorite childhood birthday gift you received?
Oh, 5th grade, my dad took me up to see my first Packer game at Lambeau Field. We went with one of his friends. It was amazing. We tailgated. We actually bought tickets from a scalper. Nice. Got 7th row seats. Went to Applebee's after the game, because obviously you got to go to Applebee's. Yes. And we went to Applebee's, and Robert Brooks was there, gave me an autograph. That was like a really memorable birthday.
Did Dan Campbell wait on your table?
I don't believe Dan. Maybe he did.
Number 2, ice cream cake or cake and ice cream? There's a difference.
I don't like either, really. If I had to pick one, I would probably say ice cream cake. I think frosting is way overrated. It's the worst part of cake.
No. That is just the worst thing you've ever said in one of our conversations, on or off the air. Wow. Anti-frosting. Yeah. I've never met anybody anti-frosting.
Most cakes are over-frosted. Like, if there's a little frosting, it's good. They over-frost.
We need to eat cake together, because I'll have your frosting.
Yep, we'll trade. Yep,
Number 3, the one singer, dead or alive, you'd ask perform at a birthday concert in your honor.
Oh, singer, dead or alive. Oh,
all time, anytime, any genre, any decade, any century for that matter?
Oh man. I'm gonna say, can I say a group?
Yeah, group, sure. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say Maverick City Music. I was one of the best concerts I ever went to was Maverick City.
What genre is that?
It's a worship band, but they play kind of a wide variety of genres. My wife and I went to a concert of theirs a couple years back. I've never experienced anything like it. I saw kids from 5 to old people, 80 years old, every race, creed, dancing, singing, praising the Lord. They were amazing. So if you've never checked them out, check out Maverick City.
Okay. Birthday-themed questions continue. Number 4. The scarier surprise birthday party guest. Okay? The scarier surprise birthday party guest.
Oh, boy.
A balloon-wielding clown or a critique-wielding in-law?
I do not like clowns. My mom tried to dress me as a clown like 5 or 6 years old. I still have a picture of it. It was traumatic. So no clowns. Okay. I will take the critique.
Scarred for life. Number 5, your perfect birthday meal, which you might have at some point before the day or night is over. Your perfect birthday meal would be?
Anything my wife cooks, but I would say probably she makes these really good, they're called carne asada fries. So she makes like homemade salsa. You have like these fries underneath with this awesome like marinated skirt steak and like nacho toppings and stuff. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things. We usually watch it like for a Packer game or something.
Sure.
Yeah, so yeah, probably that.
All right. You think you'll have that at some point today, tonight? Did you
We'll have something
drop
like
that hint?
I think we're having steak tacos tonight, so that's pretty darn close. I will take it.
Okay, and the bonus birthday question is, with obviously your birthday falling in the middle of football season, what is your most memorable football-related birthday moment? As a coach, as a player?
As a player, so I'm going to throw it way back.
Please.
Okay, way back. Junior year of high school. This is 2002. We rolled into to Mequon, Wisconsin to play the Homestead Highlanders.
Heard of them?
They've been pretty darn good over the years, and we had a come-from-behind win. Last-second drive. It was an amazing day. And it was the last time they were beaten at home for like a decade. So it was kind of a cool, we always had really good battles with them. So I would say from a football memory standpoint.
And you played at Cedarburg.
I played at Cedarburg. I'm a proud Bulldog. They're 4-0. Coach Lier doing his thing. So I'm excited for them as well. But yeah, that was a really memorable day.
And you celebrated after with frostingless cake.
Probably Taco Bell. That was usually our go-to post-game. So.
All right. Kickoff is Saturday night under the lights. By the way, it'll be 2 straight night games because then the Warriors go up to Lakeland the week after and play under the lights. But it's Warriors and Eureka Saturday at 6. Going to be a great atmosphere. It's homecoming, and the former Warriors of 25 years gone by will be back, and we'll have it for you. The broadcast will start at 5:30. And Coach Treske will be there. Do you know, best of skill, do you know, you think later today, the guys, the players, you think they got anything coming birthday surprise-wise? Are you on the lookout? Like when you turn the corner in the hallways?
I hope not. I hope not. Although my wife, I think, was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, all of a sudden, out of the blue, we had a team meeting, and she and my 2 boys come up, and they bought pizzas for the whole team. Cool. I had no clue it was coming. So you never know, but I usually try to keep the birthday on the DL, so.
Not anymore.
This is not working.
Not anymore. Thanks for watching, everybody.